Hi, I'm Fieri, and my show is Lukewarm. It's on Fridays from 10:30 a.m. to noon, and this is what's in my bin. Alright, so this is Jacuzzi Boys' album Ping Pong. It came out last year, in January of last year, so it's pretty new. I really like this album from front to back to inside. It's really well designed, and it's also just a really good sounding album. It's kind of post-punk, but what I really like about it is just like the intros to every song are super good, and so they translate really well to a radio show. My favorite song on this album is the first song, Lucky Blade. It's just super, super good. If you want, I can play it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Can. This is Ege Bamyasi. I cannot pronounce that. I'm sorry that I butchered that. But yeah, this is kind of like the quintessential Can album, I feel. When you go into like record stores and stuff, this is usually the one that they sell. I mean, one, because it's like super cool looking. I mean, like all this like pickled okra. It's pretty rad. And then also it's just a really great sounding album. My favorite track on here is Vitamin C. It was featured in, it has Jaden Smith in it, and it's about like 1970s New York.
Get Back.
Yeah, okay. Vitamin C, yeah, is featured in it. So Get Down. It's a really good show, and when I heard this song on that show, I was like, oh my god, they're featuring Can on this, and it just kind of brought me back to this album and brought me back to that song, and so I have been thinking about the song Vitamin C by Can for a while now.
Looking at the door, let's go, I get it popping. I spit the pain and they know I am the deepest. And Ledge told me they're gonna give me help and I don't need it.
Okay, Marika Hackman. This is one of my favorite albums. It's called I Am Not Your Man. It's so good. Wow, okay. It's like just an album of like gay anthems, to be quite honest. The first track is Boyfriend. That's a really great one because you kind of think that it's just gonna be like, because it starts out with like the lyrics, I've got your boyfriend on my mind, and so you're like, oh, it's just gonna be one of those like indie songs about this like girl thinking about like someone else's man or whatever, but it's actually about like the power dynamics of how she is like sleeping with this woman who's like in a relationship, and so she's thinking about the boyfriend and how the boyfriend doesn't even view her as like a threat to their relationship because of like how he views relationships in general, and so it's just like super interesting, and it goes way deeper than you think it's gonna go, and I'm super into lyrics, so like I overanalyze everything. But my favorite track on this album is the 6th track, I believe. Yeah, it's called Violet. It's so good.
Under violet skies, I watched you give in to the wild, sun throbbing.
This is Piss Jeans. This is the album King of Jeans. My favorite Piss Jeans album is an album that came out last year. It's called Why Love Now. The cover of that one is light pink, and then it's just this like portrait of the band members in like button-up white shirts, and they like look so square, and so like when I first like put it on, I was like not expecting the sound that was going to come out, because they're like kind of punk, like kind of metal. I mean, they're screaming. Like, I love their stuff. They're so weird, and it's always a good thing to put in my shows if I'm like covering a show in the middle of the night or something. It's a good thing to put in to wake me up and like to wake the listeners up. And this cover is weird because it's a hairy arm, and then on the back it's a woman being fed like a Snickers bar. Actually, this is probably a Milky Way bar. Sorry about that. Oh my god, I'm wrong again. I realize now it's a Three Musketeers bar. I saw like the nougat and the caramel, and so I was like, oh, well, it's a Milky Way bar, and then it's a Three Musketeers bar. I messed up. I messed up right there. This is Yola Tango. This is I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One. It's just like the classic Yola Tango album. I feel like if we didn't have this in our college radio station, like we'd be disowned. Like it's just such a college radio sort of album. I mean, my favorite tracks on this are Return to Hot Chicken and Autumn Sweater. Autumn Sweater was actually the name of my show last quarter, inspired by this Yola Tango song. So I was like, you know what, there's probably like a bunch of other awesome songs that are like inspired by autumn and fall. So I kind of went off on that theme and made like an autumn themed show for 11 weeks, and it was really fun, and it kind of pushed me to think of song themes as more fluid, like, you know, maybe something doesn't have the word autumn in the title like this song does, but you can tell that it's like very influenced by fall or like early winter, you know, cool seasons like that.
Is it too late to call this off? We could slip away.
Okay, this is more of a testament to like how much I love KDVS. Okay, so the show that I do, Lukewarm, I try and make a good mix of like currents and just older stuff, but I try and, well, the whole point of my show is that I'm playing music that's kind of like in the middle. It's not like so unknown that it's like too niche and like alienates the audience, and it's not like, you know, Tame Impala. So I'm trying to do stuff that's like in the middle in terms of like indie. And so this is off of one of my favorite record labels, Pig Baby. I really like what they're putting out. The only reason why I decided to play this was somebody wrote on the label, singer sounds a bit like a prepubescent Jim Morrison, but not in a bad way. And so I read that and I was immediately like, okay, you know what, I have to listen to this. And so I listened to it and I really like it. It came out of at September of last year. Yeah, it's Wooly Bushmen, Arduino.
I like the way you smile. It makes my world worthwhile. I like the way you laugh.
Alright, so again, I am Fieri. I do the show Lukewarm on Fridays from 10:30 a.m. to noon. And this has been What's in My Bin.